How do I start coping with the fact that my girlfriend is probably going to break up with me? I've been dating her for about a year. We were absolutely in love the first couple of months, and we still love each other. But we have had arguments like any couple, and worries about what our relationship will look like in the future have come up. And so now I'm not sure what's about to happen. She says she's confused and not happy and doesn't know what she wants right now, but she loves me. And I told her I love her and don't want to lose her, but I will absolutely respect her choice if she wants to break up. So we've both agreed to spend 1 week totally separated. Not texting, no talking, no contact. So we can both give the other person space to evaluate whether they want to stay in the relationship. And as much as I hope and pray she wants to make things work, I know she's probably going to break up with me. And I don't know how to start coping with that. I'm so scared and hurt. I love this girl more than anything and she's such a big part of my life. She's my biggest fan and cheerleader. She's been the shoulder I can cry on when I'm deeply hurting, and the person that can make me laugh when I'm having a bad day. She's my first love too, and I have so many memories with her that'll always cherish. Memories of my first real kiss, and hearing her say I love you for the first time. Memories of just sitting together enjoying life, talking about the future, and being each other's best friends. I have so many happy memories and pictures of her on my phone. She's such a beautiful person and I feel like she's my soulmate. She's written me so many letters and has given me so many sweet gifts. But I know she's probably not going to feel the same way, and I've told her I don't want to feel like I'm holding her back. I want her to be happy, and if that means breaking up, I will accept that. Just thinking back on all the sweet times we've spent together though, I feel so heartbroken and my heart aches so much. I feel so alone. I don't know how to start getting over her. And I feel like I'll never want to date again. Please can anyone just let me know if it's gonna be okay one day? Now for the top comments. It's going to be painful, not going to lie. But just know that it will get better with time, and hang on to knowing that, even though it doesn't feel that way. I remember my first heartbreak, and I had no idea how people before me managed. But guess what? I did. And more than once, but I just needed the first one to realize how strong I am and that I can be happy again. And so will you. Just accept all the feelings and emotions, acknowledge them, and take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Try to do something that would normally make you feel better. Talk to a friend or family member what you're going through. Tell them you might need them to talk to you a bit more and distract you or do fun things with you. One day, you will notice, I did not think about, this last hour. You will realize you've already made progress. The next time, that hour is going to be 2 hours. Then the entire afternoon, and one day a whole day. And you'll know you're ready to move on. After that, please take your time to be single for a while and learn to be happy by yourself. What are your dreams and needs, that don't involve someone? If you learn this about yourself, and truly experience good times while being single, you'll be able to handle any future heartbreak, but even more important, any new partner will be an addition to that happiness, instead of you depending on that person for happiness. Next comment. I think one of the most challenging things for relationships is life stages and milestones. In the teenage young adulthood years, it's common to be still figuring things out. This includes knowing who you are as a person, what the next step of your life is, and what you want in your relationship. Sometimes, no matter how much both people love each other, people work best from figuring things out with space from their relationship, so that they can focus solely on themselves as one person. Especially since it's your first relationship, it's hard to know what else is out there, and it can be scary. But you also might find something really great out there, one day, when you are ready, somewhere your current relationship could not get you. Treasure those moments together, and as you move forward learn from this relationship. The concerns or arguments you had in this relationship, as well as the good memories, can teach you what to expect in other relationships, romantic and friendship-wise. And also, you never know what might happen. After this week, whether you stay together or not, you both will learn something really valuable from your time apart. And if you do go your separate ways, you never know if life might bring you back together again, even if it's not romantic. Next comment. Separate who she is from who you think she is. Respect her choices and her autonomy to choose for herself. After a breakup, look at yourself throughout the relationship. Focus on those moments, your memory of yourself and your words, behaviors, actions in certain times of that relationship make you feel ashamed, embarrassed. Analyze those moments, how you behaved, how you portrayed yourself, and analyze how those moments made you someone who inevitably was someone who the other person wasn't compatible with. Focus on self-improvement. Focus on becoming a better person, a better listener. Forgive your past and work towards a better, more capable you in the future. The only thing that I would say from your post that I think would be good for you to focus on is trying to understand why you feel like you are entitled to not respect her choice if she wants to break up with you. Ask yourself, how can you become someone capable of being a good partner, a good relationship builder, if you cannot respect someone else's autonomy to choose their own path? You might be her boyfriend, but she is not your property. She's a human just like you, capable of her own wants, needs, desires, and capable of her own choices in life. If she chooses to walk away from this relationship, for your own sake, delete your ability to contact her, delete her contact in your phone, delete all of the message chains, don't give yourself access to her. When you find yourself at a low point, you are only going to find yourself building moments that you will later cringe about. For context, I'm 35. I'm giving you some advice based on my own past relationship failings. When I look back at past relationships, I don't think of the fond movie-like memories of sunny days and just perfectness of a relationship. I think about all of the absolutely embarrassing things I've done and said that make my 35-years-old self cringe deeply. Next comment. Ike man, that's up to you. I know people that keep mementos. I personally don't really value them much. I'll wear clothing and use items exes have bought for me and they carry zero sentimental value to me today. They are just stuff, things I have owned that they happened to give me. Everyone's different in that regard, do whatever makes you feel better, but for me personally, they tend to just go to the garbage heap. There's no big ceremony for me, it's just to the garbage. There's no teenage angsty burn the pictures out of spite or whatever. I just throw away that isn't useful to me. I tend to thank my exes and my own mind for being a part of my life and helping me become who I am today. This includes exes that assaulted me, exes that cheated on me, exes that hurt my feelings deeply, exes that show so much indifference towards me that it killed me to my core. I thank them for being who they were to me, for showing me that I deserved better, for showing me how to be capable of someone who truly loves myself more than anyone else, in such that over the years I've become someone who's capable of good love and learned to be capable of finding those actually worth it. It's amazing when you really figure yourself out and find someone that has done it as well, and you aren't fighting to make the attraction become a good relationship, you have a good relationship that builds attraction. The part where you said, but we have had arguments like any couple. This is your one example of a relationship. Maybe as a mental exercise, see if you can even baseline what arguments like any couple look like. How do they go for average couples? How did they go in the relationships you've been given examples of in your personal life when it comes to family? Was that normal? Do those seem loving and good? What if your baseline for couples arguing is in a spot where maybe it's not in a good place at all? If you were to have other bias context. The best advice I can give about a breakup is that you are free, you're free. No more needing to check up, no more needing to check in. Focus on being free, keep yourself busy with whatever hobby you thought about trying out but hadn't because you weren't free to do so. Go meet your friends you haven't seen in a while, don't worry if you haven't kept in touch, they'll be there when you reach out. Focus on finding yourself, and making yourself be someone you're proud of being. You got so much more life ahead of you at this age. Focus on finding love for and of yourself, and you will become the most awesome person you know, and your future relationships will become so much better than the one you're currently experiencing, because you're putting in that work to make sure you are that person capable of cultivating a better relationship than you have had today. Next comment. Any man who can't admit that they never forget that feeling is a liar. It took me honestly 15 years to get over my first love. 3.5 years together. Voted most likely to get married, loved by all. Her family replaced mine. There is so much more depth to it than that. Be prepared that it is going to hurt. Suck. You may never forget it. But one day you may see her again, and her friends may push her over to talk to you at a bar, and your whole world will stop and you will think you're not her equal. But let me tell you my regret. I said hello as I drank a scotch and shook in my shoes. Terrified of seeing her. Now grown married, I often wonder if the farm olive on isn't for her subliminally. She ride horses and I'm zoned for two. I like at my life and realize that I did become the man she wanted. And I wish I had the confidence when I saw her in that bar that night to know I was the man she wanted. I pushed her away because I felt I wasn't good enough, and that was a mistake. I will always wonder. Was it the right choice? So my long-winded advice is this. If she breaks up with you, that's okay. She will never forget you either. That feeling may never be replaced, and that will always haunt you. You will always be wondering if that feeling can exist again. But know you can be happy, have two beautiful perfect children and a dream property, and still wonder, did I make the right choice? So if you get the chance to see her years from now and she's obviously single and her friends push her your way at the bar, don't just say hello, how have you been? Ask her for some coffee, because you may get back the best feeling in the world. If not, just know it's okay. You will still be very happy most of the time. And can still live an awesome life. Next comment. I've been in this situation a few times. I think the worst thing was anticipating one outcome or the other. Because sometimes I was right and sometimes I was wrong. If I was right, it was like experiencing the pain twice. If I was wrong, I experienced a pain that I made up in my head. What I have learned from situations like yours, whether it be a romantic relationship or something else entirely, is learning to flow with the emotions, feelings, and sensations that come up. Sitting with them. And releasing them. Regardless of what happens to you. It is no easy task, but it is simple. She may break up with you. But, she may not. Practice staying curious and open, even during the unknown. Because when you train your brain to stay in a curious and open mindset, it is much easier to handle the inevitable adversity that comes your way. Sending peace your way, my friend. We are all young. Learning. And figuring things out as we go. Next comment. Thank you, what you wrote was really helpful to hear. I guess that is the hardest part. Like if I knew right now we were done, it would hurt like hell, but in some weird way, it would hurt less because I have closure and certainty. But I think you're right. We haven't decided either way, and although I'm going to express to her how much I truly care about her and am willing to do whatever to make things work because of that, I'm ultimately going to respect her decision and autonomy. So I guess I should stay curious, hopefully optimistic, while also being realistic about what might happen, and preparing myself for either outcome. Thank you. I've already taken this time to start separating from her some. Not because I think things are over. Far from it. But because I need to be realistic. I've started deleting pictures from my phone, putting away letters, gifts, and trinkets she's given me, and unfollowing her from social media. This way I figure best case scenario we get back together, I can have a laugh, and undo all of this. And worst case scenario I'll have gotten a head start on the healing our PCOS.